Hello, sir. Could I interest you in some Arc subclass action?
No thanks, Arc's rubbish. I'm a Voidlock.
Yes, that's right. Forget Arc 3.0. The Warlocks have been a tad shortchanged in that department. What you really need to do is trade your Arc lock in for the grenade-spewing, tanky ability regenerating Voidlock. You see, once I felt like I wasn't quite cutting the mustard with Arc, I changed to this Void build and, well, my survivability is so much better, my damage output has grown vastly, and with a few tweaks here and there, it's good for practically anything. This is a grenade build that regenerates grenade energy very quickly, so we're going to be creating Void Elemental Wells at the same time, which in turn triggers higher damage for our Void weapons, and also triggers resistance so we can take more damage. Excellent. So, first of all, let's have a look at what I'm wearing. I'm sporting here my Controverse Holds exotic gloves. Now you can charge grenades before you throw them with this exotic, but this doesn't increase the damage, but what it does, while you're charging the grenade, you can take more damage, and then when you bung the grenade, you get grenade energy back a lot more quickly depending on the amount of kills that you get. So when you're killing a group of turds, your grenade is fully recharged almost all the time. And for my subclass, I'm Void, obvs, and then for my super, I've gone for Nova Bomb Cataclysm, because, you know, it's destruction personified, isn't it? Abilities-wise, I've gone for my Healing Rift, I've gone for the jump, it doesn't really matter what your jump is, of course, and then I've gone for Pocket Singularity because of the, all the choice available here, and then finally I've gone for Vortex Grenades as well, which sucks them all in closer and applies a shed load of damage. Now, we're adding to the damage of the Vortex Grenade by using our first aspect, Chaos Accelerant, increase the size and linger duration of the Vortex Grenade. The other aspect we're using is Feed the Void, so we can use Devour. Now this starts a 10-second countdown whenever we kill something with an ability that's melee or grenades, it starts off the Devour. Now just in case you're newer to the game, Devour is a healing buff. However, it doesn't just heal you over time when it's activated, you get the health back when you kill a turd, and then it returns you to full health. It grants you grenade energy, and every kill also resets the timer on Devour, so if you're in a big scrap with lots of little turnips, you can keep it going for a good while. It's an excellent health buff. Then on to your fragments. Echo of Expulsion, so lots of voidy explosions, but this gives you plus 10 to your intellect as well to charge your super faster. We've got Echo of Revenant, so it makes our grenades last longer, obviously, as well. And then finally, Echo of Persistence. This makes our Devour have an increased duration. It goes up to 15 seconds. The only downside of this, of course, as you can see there, it drops your recovery by 10 points, which means that your Rift will take slightly longer to charge, but who cares? Now, if you quickly look at my stats, you can see my resilience is up to 100. Now, this is tier 10, 40% damage reduction. I try and get this as much as possible, just to increase my survivability, really. Really important in end level stuff, end game, I suppose you could call it, or legend level lost sectors, or legend nightfalls, whatever that is got the highest difficulty, this is pretty important to do. Get that up as high as you can. Don't forget, though, that you can top it up by just using the minor resilience mod as I've got here, or the major one, the resilience one here that adds 3 there. Now, if you do manage to get this up to tier 10, you'll have a 47-second cooldown on the Vortex Grenades. And also remember that if you use your melee to get the Devour going again, every time you make a kill when Devour is active, that also gives you grenade energy. So it's coming from a few different sources. Now, I want my mods to generate Void Elemental Wells for restoring grenade energy, but I also want to add to my damage reduction too, and also increase my overall weapon power. So to create the wells, I'm using Elemental Ordnance. This is 1 well on a grenade kill. Then I'm also putting in a melee well maker, because I like more than one option to generate wells, so you're not totally relying on your grenades for everything. It spreads it out a little bit. Then we got a Void mod. Now this is Well of Tenacity. Picking up a Void Elemental Well reduces the damage you take from the combatants for a short period of time. But to add to this, I'm also running a stasis mod called Elemental Time Dilation. This increases the duration of all timed effects that wells give you. So this extends my Well of Tenacity from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, and it also restarts every time I pick up a well. Then the final mod I'm using is Font of Might, which increases the damage output of all my Void weapons as I'm running a Void subclass. Now, once I pick up a well, 3 things will happen. I'll get a boost to all my ability energies because it's a Void well and I'm running a Void Warlock. It'll kick in damage reduction because I'm running a Well of Tenacity, and that'll last for 8 seconds because of the elemental time dilation, and then I'll also get a damage buff to all my void weapons due to the Font of Might. And finally, getting grenade kills or melee kills kick and devour, so any kills I get while devour is active will restore my health and also give me grenade energy. Weapons wise, it's really up to you. Of course, depending on the activity really dictates what kind of weapons you use, but I like to run a void energy and a power weapon. These tend to be legendary. This then leaves my top slot for an exotic like Arbalist, which is useful against so many different types of shields and also has intrinsic anti-barrier abilities. But of course, you can do what you like there. My second slot, the energy weapon, is usually something like a void submachine gun like Funnel Web or Unforgiven. But I tell you what works really well if you don't want to run a primary exotic is use the Limonarch bow. Now it complements this build so much, and I was running solo Legend Nightfalls with this. Not flawlessly, but I made good progress right to the final boss, and if I had patience and time, I dare say I could kick the boss's ass as well. It's very good. As far as Legend Lost sectors are concerned, if it's got a void burn, you'll fly through it. And even if it isn't a void burn, it's good to go in running this kind of thing and just swap your weapons out as you need them, because the well generation is all done from abilities. Now, as for the end game and master content, this build will serve you well, but I find that with master level stuff, the only real hindrance is your light level and your survivability. So if you get your level up to 1590, 1595, this build will shine. So there you go, put this void build together and you will not be disappointed. It's seen me through loads. And while we're here, here's a list of all the wonderful people who've become Tier 2 members. Thank you to all members, and for Tier 2 members, you get a credit as well. So voila, here it is. And if you have enjoyed the vid, don't forget, give me a like and subscribe. That would be completely brilliant, really helps the channel out. And let me know in the comments if you copy the build and how good it is and how much you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage out.